did you see the breaking news the last hour about Matt Gaetz? The two lawyers have come forward. One who represents two women who say they were paid for sex. Can I say that on here?
Yeah.
I don't know what I can say or not say. I will keep it clean.
I remember, you and I are old enough to remember when Bill Clinton had two attorney general nominees, Zoe Baird and Kimba Wood, who were eliminated, who had to withdraw because they had employed illegal nannies. Matt Gaetz is accused of sleeping with a girl who's almost young enough to need a nanny. And Republicans are saying there's nothing to see here.
Two women who claim they were paid for sex by Matt Gaetz. And the third woman, this is much worse than that even, who said she was, quote, in high school when she had her tryst with Matt Gaetz. So yes, three women, two lawyers, and there's only probably about 167 women left to go. I mean, by the time it's done with all the stuff that's out there about this guy, and here's where I will say about so I think he's probably the worst, although Pete Hegseth with his, his Nazi tattoo. And look at these people. I mean, it's like the dregs of society. It's like, can I go, into a garbage pit and drag, stuff out of it and nominate that? Like, why does he nominate like a banana peel and a pile of feces for one of his because it would be as qualified as the rest of these people.
Well, and let's go with Gaetz specifically. Speaker Johnson, who makes religion, I'm the good Christian. He knows
he's such a fraud.
He knows what's in that report. As the speaker, he can see what the ethics report has written. He knows what's in there, and he's still backing him up.
Maybe he got desensitized by monitoring his son's porn. I don't know. Did that desensitize him? Or I don't know, likely desensitized from some of the clubs he probably goes to on Saturday night. Not that I know anything about that, and I'm sure he doesn't give any vibes off at all. In any case, he's a fraud. He's been obviously patently a fraud. The fact that he'd support Donald Trump and then claim to be a Christian is about as laughable. I mean, again, most of these folks can't read, so they haven't actually read the New Testament and what it says about people like Donald Trump. I tell them that they should check out that whole Good Samaritan part, maybe see if they can learn something about that. But
Gospel of Matthew is a good
but I will say the good thing about Gaetz is that he much like many other Republicans, he's got such antisocial personality disorder or sociopathy or whatever he has that Republican senators are calling for the report to be released because they hate him, because a lot of people hate him. I mean, Kevin McCarthy, he was at war with. He was at war with Marjorie Taylor Greene at one point. I mean,
guilty as charged here. I hate the guy too.
Well, everybody does, but I'm going to now lay down the gauntlet for the Democrats, for our party, which is enough. Enough with the collegiality that no longer exists. Enough with the traditions that no longer exist. Okay, any Democratic member of the House Ethics Committee can get up on the floor and read this report out loud. If you don't do it, I will be furious, and I hope everyone else will be furious. And maybe we just won't give you specific people money next time. Maybe we'll fund primary challenges because I'm tired of this. Tired of Republicans breaking ethics and, forget tradition, law, and our people won't even do what's right there in front of them. Read the report out loud so that we all know what's in it. You have the ability to do it.
And that report is nothing compared to when the guys read the Pentagon Papers on the floor. I mean, that was a much bigger deal. And they did that because they had the guts to say this is not right.
Exactly. Have some courage and get up. A bunch of fascists are going to take this country over. Stand up and point out to as many people as you can who they are, the type of person they would nominate for this job, Attorney General, beyond the fact that he's never tried a case before in his life, that he's a joke as a human and a lawyer. Beyond that, he's a criminal, okay? And we were going to find that out in a report. So why don't you read the report?
Do you feel as if, and this is what it seems like. I mean, the Republicans are going to check mark a lot of Trump's agenda, but there does seem to be about 10 or so senators who are like, Matt Gaetz, no. We're not Pete Hegseth, no. You got to give us someone we can actually, act like is a legit candidate. Do you think that those 10 will hold true, or just Trump will wait until they all recess and then appoint all these guys?
No, I don't think so. I think in a very interesting way, and I didn't even know it would be this much, but I kind of predicted at some point that he was going to go after McConnell, because McConnell is the only independent power base left that he doesn't control, because McConnell has such connections to the corporations and so many senators were elected with McConnell's dirty corporate money. That's how John Thune ends up beating Rick Scott, who the MAGA people want.
Yeah.
So so that is the one, and I mean, don't get me wrong, a world we're in when we're relying on Mitch McConnell, right? I mean, that just shows you how far things have sunk. But he knows the damage that at least a few of these folks, that the three stooges, whatever you want to call them, RFK, Tulsi, and Gaetz. I don't think any of them are getting through. And my theory on all of that has been that, I don't remember that scene in Animal House where they all get up and they hum "My Country 'Tis of Thee" and march out when they're doing that proceeding against the fraternity, where they're trying to kick them off campus. Democrats should get up and say, these are not serious nominees. This is not a serious process. We will not participate in it. And if you want to vote for them, you go right ahead and you own that. You own that for the American people. I would go outside, go right up to cameras, and start telling people outside who these people are. Let the Republicans figure it out. If they're going to support a guy, the others, as much as I can't stand them, probably, yes, you give them a vote and you go through the process with them. As much as I can't stand Gravel Pit there, or what's her face from, the jerk fake moderate who sold her soul from New York. Congresswoman, whatever her face.
Yeah. You have to go listen to this. He does this for an hour, 3 times a week. What time, once again, on Cliff's Edge, can they hear your live, stream going?
They can hear it at 2 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I have guests sometimes. I don't sometimes. I take the audience's questions. We're on at least an hour each time and sometimes more.